Hi, this video I'm going to tell about the operating system security. First, let me tell about what is meant by security and what kind of problem we can face in operating system security, followed by different types of attacks. So, when we say that system is secure, is if the resources used as well as accessed as intended under all circumstances. So, whatever services or whatever resources the system has to provide, so that should be accessed in all the circumstances as intended user, that is authenticated user. Whoever the authenticated user, that all the users should get the desired services. But it is unachievable due to the following reasons. First one is due to intruders. So the other name for the intruder is crackers. So the purpose of the crackers is to breach the security. The next one is a threat. So threat is a potential security violation. Next one is an attack. So what is meant by attack means it is an attempt to breach the security. So as I already told, intruder attempt is to breach security. How they breach the security is by attempting any kind of attack. So the attack, there are two types. One is it can be accidental, and other one is malicious. Malicious means intended. Accidental means it may be unavoidable or unnecessarily something can happen. So that is accidental. So we can easier to protect against accidental, but malicious misuse is very difficult to protect. Accidental means we can easily protect, but if it is intended or malicious means it is difficult to detect or difficult to protect also. Let me come to the point of violation categories. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, threat is a potential security violation. So there are different violation categories are there. First one is breach of confidentiality. So confidentiality means unauthorized reading of data. Suppose if I am sending some data from sender to the receiver, in between if any cracker is there means he is not an authorized person to read the data. So still they can read the data. That is unauthorized reading of data. That is actually called as breach of confidentiality. Suppose I am sending some PIN number to PIN number or some confidential message. I am working in some organization. I am sending some confidential data to my colleague. In between, if any cracker or any hacker is there, means they can unauthorized person. He is an unauthorized person. He is trying to read the data. So that is actually called as breach of confidentiality. Second one is breach of integrity. So what is meant by breach of integrity means it is an unauthorized modification of the data. If I am sending some message, if I am working in some organization, I am sending some message to my colleague. I am sending something. Tomorrow I am going to Madurai. That's the message I am sending. But what the hacker or intruder will do is they will hack your data and they will modify the data. So simply what message I am sending is tomorrow I am going to Madurai. But what he is doing is he is changing Madurai to Hyderabad or some other city. So this is actually called as integrity. So integrity means unauthorized modification of data. Then availability. What is availability means? So whatever data or whatever services that is available to the authorized user, in case if he is not getting the service all the time, then it is called as breach of availability. That is unauthorized destruction of data. Suppose I want to access my mail. So if I log in by using my mail ID and password, if I go to my drive, I have already stored some data. The data is lost or somebody have destroyed my data means that is actually called as unauthorized destruction of data. So then theft of a service, unauthorized use of a resource. Somebody may theft my resource. Like suppose if I am using printer, so printer is one of the resource. So only authorized person. Suppose if I am working in a company, only that authorized person can use that particular printer. Somebody may steal that printer means it is actually called as a theft of service. Not only the printer, some other resources also. Then fifth one is a denial of service. So denial of service means it is a prevention of legitimate use. So whoever the legitimate user, so that user is allowed to get the service. That is actually called as prevention of legitimate use. Suppose for example, you are going to ATM and you are providing your ATM card and it is asking PIN number. Suppose if you are providing the correct PIN number, still you are not able to access your ATM card means then it is called as a denial of service. What they will do is they may change your PIN number. They may hack your ATM card and they may change your PIN number. So even though you are providing the correct PIN number, because the attacker hack your data and modify the PIN number, you are unable to use your ATM card. That is actually called as prevention of legitimate use. So these are all the different security violation categories. And what are the different methods? First one is masquerading. So masquerading actually breaching authentication. So what is breaching authentication means? Pretending to be an authorized user to escalate the privileges. He is not an authorized user, but he will act as an authorized user to escalate the privileges. That is actually called as masquerading. So then second attack is a replay attack. So what is meant by replay attack means malicious or fraudulent repeat of the valid data transmission. Malicious or fraudulent repeat of valid transmission. Suppose for example, sender is sending some message. He is sending only one time. But what the attacker will do is the same message he repeatedly sending to the same receiver. Suppose for example, I am sending some confidential message or some messages I am sending to the receiver. So what the attacker will do is he can hack that message. Repeatedly they are sending the same message to the receiver. So that kind of attack is called as a replay attack. Then third one is a man in the middle attack. So man in the middle attack means between sender and receiver, the hacker will sit. So what hacker or intruder will do is they will sit in the data flow, masquerading as a sender to the receiver and vice versa. So when the sender is sending the data, whatever the data that is sent by the sender, it will not reach us to the receiver. Instead of that, it will reach us the intruder. So again, whatever the receiver again send the data to the sender, so it will not reach us to the original sender. It will reach us the intruder. That is actually called as a man in the middle attack. And next attack is a session hijacking. Session hijacking means it is an intercept an already established session to bypass the authentication. He can hijack the session. That is actually session hijacking. Then privilege escalation. It is a common attack type with access beyond what the user or resource is supposed to have. That is actually called as privilege escalation. And these are the different security measure levels. It is impossible to have absolute security, but may cost preparator sufficiently high to deter most intruders. So intruder we cannot completely avoid, but we can somehow we can prevent. So what level we can provide the security? There are 4 levels. One is a physical level, second one is a application level, third one is a OS level, fourth one is a network level. In physical level, so what we can do is we can protect the data centers servers as well as connected terminals. That is actually physical level security. Next one is application level. Benign or malicious apps can cause security problems, so that we can find out, and we can avoid using that apps, installing that apps. Then operating system, we got to provide some protection mechanisms as well as debugging. Then in the network, intercepted communication, interruption, and DOS. So here security is security is as weak as the weakest link in the chain. Humans risk to via phishing attack or social engineering attacks. So there are many threats are there, program threats, many variations or many ways, many names are there. First one is a Trojan horse. It is a popular threat. What is Trojan horse means? It is a code segment that misuses its environment. What it will do is it exploits mechanisms for allowing programs written by users to be executed by other users. And spyware, pop-up browser windows, covert channels, these are all some examples. Up to 80% of the spam delivered by spyware inspected system. If your system is infected by spyware, then you will get more spam mails. That is actually a Trojan horse. That is one type of threat. Second one is a trapdoor. So what is meant by trapdoor means specific user identifier or password that circumvents normal security procedures. It is a specific user ID or a password. It can come as a password also that circumvents normal security procedures. And these are the 4 layered model of security. And as I told, there are 4 levels: physical, network, OS, and application level. So here I have listed the types of attacks. In the application level, we have logic bugs, design flaws, code injections. What are the prevention method is we can provide sandboxing and software restrictions. Similarly, in OS level, insecure defaults, platform vulnerabilities. So we can prevent it by using patches, reconfiguration, and hardening. For the network level, sniffing, spoofing, and masquerading. So we can apply the attack prevention method as encryption, authentication, and filtering. The physical level, console access, hardware-based attacks. We can prevent by using guards, walls, and device data encryption. Thank you.